Good morning, or wherever you are. I thought I would go live while I was doing a little painting this morning in the sketchbook. And I thought we'd start, sometimes when I start my morning, I go into the sketchbook and I find a page that needs work. This is my horizontal moleskin watercolor paper journal. So what I do is just open it up and say, okay, what page needs work? And this one does, so I thought we'd work on that. This one, I think I actually messed it up yesterday. It was good. This page hasn't even been started. Well, it's got the gesso background. This is like the beginnings of something. So are all of these. So I just flip through and say, well, where do I want to play today in the sketchbook? And that's this one. And then I pull out another one because I like to do a few at once. This is the little square one. And we go through all of this, by the way, in my new class. Qué divertido. Gracias, Teresa. And in this one, I came up with this idea of I have these little abstracts on this side, and so I picked up a color for the background on this side, and I'm going to do florals on that side like this. So this challenges me to stick with this color palette over here, which is kind of a fun exercise. So I'm going to do that for this one too. I thought I'd maybe start that one today. And hello, everybody. It's a rainy, drizzly day here in Nashville. So I'm in the studio painting, and on these pages, I'm going to do florals on this side of this sketchbook. This is the sketchbook that's just drawing paper, but I've gessoed the pages. So you can see that's kind of the beginning of the texture is over painting and gessoing. And anyway, if you have not seen my new sketchbook class on Skillshare and Teachable, we do a lot of this kind of painting. And the inspiration for this class was what I call my favorite sketchbook, which kind of started it all. This is the Moleskin Art Journal. So it's not watercolor paper, it's like a mixed media paper. And this is the one where I just started playing in the sketchbook and learning and growing, and it became a living sketchbook because I go back all the time and change things and add things and do other compositions. So anyway, we work a lot on this one in the class too. Sorry. So let's get to some painting. Let's see here. I wanted to do this one. So where are you all from? Throw me in some countries or some states. We'll do this one. And I think I'd like to play with this spread today and see what can be done. And, oh, thank you for the hearts. And this is my little palette, which is, I put a module on how I made these in my class, but it's pretty simple. It's white cardboard with the press and seal plastic over it. It's my new favorite way to have paint nearby. So let's think, what does this need? It's got too many big elements, and I think I need to come in with, one of my favorite colors, which is basically a really pale teal. Although maybe what I'll do first is come in with some oil pastels. I've got this yummy box of oil pastels, and we can come in and maybe do some things first with this and see what happens. So do you guys work in a sketchbook? I've only been, you're in sunny Florida. Oh, Cape Cod. Okay. Cape Cod's probably not very warm yet, is it? The spring has just gotten started here in Nashville, really. And it's been rainy. I like to take my dog to the dog park Western New York State. Kind of cold there too, probably. Oh, good, you're taking my class. Yeah, that class was so fun. So I started out, most classes on Skillshare are about an hour, they tell you. and then I just kept adding modules because it was so much fun. And it ended up being the Skillshare version 3 hours long, and the teachable one is over 4 hours because I've got more modules in there. But oh my gosh, just fun. And I like that people are already saying it's, encouraging them or giving them some freedom. That's the idea. Oh, you signed up for it yesterday. Okay, good. You work every day in a sketchbook. Good. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's therapeutic. And then you end up, at least the way I do it, where you go back and, work on spreads that maybe you didn't like. By the way, this, I don't know if you already know this, but it's like been life-changing. Okay, that's a little dramatic. But when I use my oil pastels, I was smearing them with my finger if I wanted the smeared look. And I found that just a pencil eraser, this little white eraser on this mechanical pencil, does amazing things. So that has been super fun. Anyway, the sketchbook is like a less judgy place, it seems like, to play. And then I like to go back and work on layers. Like I might only do a little bit on this page today, these pages, and then I might go to another page and then come back. And I also like playing with bringing out and pushing back, so that concept of, like this dark right here, do I want to push it back? Is it too dark? Do I want to bring it forward? What do I want to do? So right now I'm using oil pastel white to lighten it up, and then my little eraser. Oh, that's a pretty color, isn't it? I like that. I'm going to lighten this up over here. Well, I hope you all get to create something today. The sketchbook is such a manageable way to do it, too. Yeah, I definitely want to bring this color. I also like how oil pastels allow you to create colors right on the paper, by mixing like this. And then seeing what you end up with. Okay, so I need your help because I have so much fun doing classes that I'm already thinking of what's the next one. Can you believe that? I literally just launched this one, but I do want to think about the next one. And I have a few ideas. So maybe you can give me your opinion. One is to do a class on florals, let's see here, with an abstract background, which is kind of what I've been doing lately. So I've got, I start with an abstract background and then paint a floral over it, like this, or let's see, like this one. So one is a class on that, painting abstract florals over abstract, backgrounds, instead of just a plain white background or a plain color background. So that's one idea. Another idea is, hey there, I'm talking about what my next class should be, even though I just launched this sketchbook class. But the other idea is, some of you ask a lot about how I turn my work into prints. And so how you take a piece, clean it up in Photoshop, even sometimes, add some digital painting aspects to that. I do that, to prepare it for prints. and then getting the prints made. I don't do my own prints. I do them through a company in Pennsylvania, and they're drop shipped. So I could do a class on that. What was the third idea I had? Oh, I know. A class on the differences between paints, like basically a whole class on watercolor versus gouache, acrylic gouache, and acrylic, and how they all kind of play or don't play together, and that sort of thing. So what do you think? Those are the 3 ideas I had. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. I don't know what I want to do here. Basically, when I do these, I'm thinking of color, shape, and I'm thinking of gardens. I went for a walk in my neighborhood yesterday and took pictures of this. Oh my God, this woman, the yard is not big, but wow, the garden is amazing. I'm loving this coral color right here. Look at that. Look at that texture right there and that color. Is that just, it's very exciting. I get very excited by colors. So what else do I want to do in this? I don't know. So when I come to a place where I don't know, I go to a different page or to a different book. And I start, these are kind of some fat flowers that I was playing with. Maybe what I'll do, oh yeah, we could look at this page and see what could be done here. Let's do that. So just playing this morning in the sketchbook. Thank you for all of you who have signed up. It's been, it was a lot of, obviously, a labor of love, but took a long time to put that class together. I've been talking about it for months. And so it's really exciting to have it be out there. I like how this eraser makes a line. You know what this reminds me of? This spread that I did in the favorite sketchbook. I did it in the class. Well, I did this one before, and then we do this one in the class called Let's Go to Mexico. And so when I do these arches, like here, I'm thinking of that. So maybe we could do kind of a version of that. A less, bright version. And I am trying to stick to a color palette here. You can see that. So let's see here. Sometimes I try to discipline myself to not going completely crazy with color. So these pages are just layers of stuff. Gesso, usually with paint on the first layer. And then there could be, I think this might be ink. Yeah, it is. I happen to love my navy ink. Oh, your supplies came. Oh, that is, when supplies come, it is the most exciting day. I'm so lucky to live now in a place where there's a Jerry's Artorama, a store. And I go, well, I'm not going to say too often, but I do go often. And it's not my fault they keep having sales. Anyway, art supplies are the best. You can get, instead of a fancy coffee, you can get an art supply. That's what I say. So yeah, I've got layers of stuff I've scratched through, like on this page. I'll move this so the light's better. And just working on, I don't know, what seems to be pretty here. And I respond to color too, like this sort of, I don't know what you call it. It's a blue, but a touch of periwinkle in it. That has got my eye right now, so I'm gonna find my, yeah, I think this is similar. That was paint, but I'm gonna pick up with that since I love it and figure out what I wanna do with it. I love line. I love shape, color, texture, and flowers. And I do try, even in my abstracts, to put a botanical element, a recognizable botanical, let's put it that way. A less abstract, a leaf, usually it's a leaf. This is the eraser, the white eraser that I'm using that turns the oil pastel into a pretty much solid line. So it's like painting with an eraser. It's the strangest thing how it works. Yeah, that periwinkle is making me happy. Okay, let's work on a floral. Let's see, we're gonna come over here, move this one up here. And in this little 6x6 sketchbook, I've been playing with the idea of doing a floral opposite the abstract in the same color palette. So let's try that here. So I'm gonna start out with just sketching out, I'm gonna sketch it out. What color would I wanna sketch it out in? Let's try yellow. Actually, I'm gonna use a pencil. Doesn't really matter, you can sketch it out in just about anything, but we do a lot of these kinds of spreads in my new sketchbook class, which is just so much fun, so much color. I'm gonna try some bigger blooms. It's easy to make the blooms too small in a bouquet. I'm just kind of laying out a shape. These won't necessarily all be flowers, but they give me an idea. I like a bouquet that's not perfectly round. Like, I don't want to create a funeral bouquet. No, we don't want to do that. So I've got probably can't see, but I kind of got it going like this. So then I will come in with some, I'm going to use like a off-white, basically. Maybe white with a little bit of pink in it. So I'm doing a bouquet in that's my challenge here in the sketchbook, to do it in that color palette, which is going to be interesting with flowers because there's no pinks or there's no pinks or reds in here. There's some purples. So I'm thinking about that a little bit. I think I'll just water down my white to sketch in more. And so starting with thinking about the center of the bouquet or the bloom. And it's picking up what I like about that pencil. So these are the Stabilo watercolor pencils, and they're water soluble. So I sketched with it, so this white paint is picking that up. So all of these are gonna start out as a pale yellow, which is fine because I'll be painting over them. And I'm just kind of doing a loose shape. What I'm doing is opposite the abstract, I'm painting a floral with the picking up the colors that I did in the abstract. So that's what I'm working on here. Do you all like to listen to music when you paint, or what do you listen to? I like to listen to podcasts. For some reason, music, I don't know, it bothers me. Unless it's just instrumental. It doesn't make any sense because I can listen to a podcast, which is words. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but every time I say, well, I should put on some nice music, I find it distracting somehow. Anybody else have that? What do you all listen to when you create? Music or podcasts? Yeah. I'm sure you guys listen to the Laura Horn podcast. I mean, just hearing those two, she and her husband's voices, their accents just is so, his especially. It's fun. So one thing I'm always thinking about that is really easy to do is making all of the blooms the same size. Can't do that. So you can always go in and go, okay, this one needs to be bigger. It'll be maybe the focal point. And then we'll put some smaller ones up here. And these might end up being different kinds of flowers. I'm just kind of making a basic shape at this point. And trying to avoid the ball bouquet like I did here. This is kind of bunched. I mean, I did bring an element down here, but I'm going to go in and bring some more elements to draw it down and up. So I'm going to leave this one uneven like this. Do you guys know Tulipina Flowers? So she wrote the book that I feature in one of my classes, the Joyful Bouquet class, because, oh my God, her arrangements. Oh, maybe I'll just, yeah, I'm just going to get the book and show you. See how distracted I get? She is the most amazing floral designer. Hi, Evan. And she does these, she does these cascading bouquets, which really were the inspiration when I started for painting flowers. See how the shapes go? And they don't, see, look at that. It does not, it's not, it just cascades. And in fact, now that I'm looking at this again, I'm realizing my bouquets are getting a little bunched. They need to be liberated. Look at this. So she is Tulipina Designs on, see, look at that, on Instagram. She does beautiful work, and she inspires my painting. See here? You won't see her do anything that's all bunched. So now I'm looking at this painting going, kind of bunched. Need to liberate my bouquets again, because you get in these ruts, right? Yeah. So this book is called Color Me Floral, and it's always in my studio because it is amazing. Okay. So, given that, we are going to make sure this one does not get bunched. So I've got stuff down here. I've got stuff over here. And then I'm going to leave that. I mean, I might put some leaves in there, but I'm not going to put a bloom up there. I'm going to keep the shape meandering. So that's kind of like all I might do, in a sketchbook in the morning, is just go through a few spreads like we have this morning, sketch out something for the next time, that way it dries, and then move on to all the, Jamie! Hey, Jamie! It's good to see you. I'm just sketching in the sketchbook this morning. But I'm about to sign off because I've got administrative stuff to do. Yay! Oh boy. administrative stuff. That's okay. I'm trying to get better at a schedule of, not just showing up in my office studio and letting events overtake. So I'm doing a little bit of sketchbook painting in the morning. Maybe I'll go live like this. And then this needs some really bright color. Let's do this. And then I do some administrative work, and then I do more like serious painting work, class prep in the afternoon. This is a fun little thing, isn't it? This is the, oh, I love you too. You shouldn't be here because you're at work. Well, this maybe is kind of working. This is a 3D liner, and I don't really care for the 3D part, although it's kind of fun. I just like the color. So I've been, doing some fun little swirls with it like that. Oh, that makes me happy right there. Very, very fun. I may have to do some flowers with this. It does take a long time to dry because it's kind of 3D. See? But it adds a bit of a statement, right? It's fun. All right, guys, I got to go back to my administrative stuff, but it was really fun to join you, and I'm going to try to do this more often. Love you all. Bye-bye. Go create.